Rain lashed against the windows, wind howled like a banshee, rattling the old cottage. Inside, Sarah huddled by the fireplace, its warmth a meagre comfort against the encroaching darkness. The power had gone out an hour ago, plunging her into a world of shadows and whispers. Her loyal Labrador, Max, usually a picture of canine serenity, whined at her feet. His tail, normally wagging with joyous abandon, was tucked between his legs. He trembled, his dark eyes darting nervously towards the darkened hallway. "It's all right, boy," Sarah murmured, trying to soothe him and herself. But her words rang hollow even to her own ears. The storm, a raging beast outside, seemed to be seeping into her sanctuary, wrapping its icy claws around her heart. Max whimpered again, his growl a low rumble in his chest. He rose from his place at her feet, his head cocked, ears pricked, listening to something only he could hear. His unease was a palpable thing, thick and suffocating, filling the room like the smoke that now billowed from the disturbed fireplace. A log burnt through, shifted and crashed onto the hearth, sending sparks flying like frightened fireflies. Max barked, a sharp, terrified sound. Sarah jumped, her pulse quickening. "What is it, boy?" she whispered, her voice tight with apprehension. It was unlike Max to be so agitated. He was a gentle soul, afraid of his own shadow at times. Whatever was disturbing him was disturbing her too. A floorboard creaked upstairs. Sarah froze, her breath catching in her throat. The sound, though faint, was unmistakable in the heavy silence that followed Max's bark. Fear, cold and clammy, tightened its grip on her. "Just the wind," she muttered, trying to convince herself. But deep down, a primal instinct screamed otherwise. This was not the sound of the old house settling. This was something else, something unknown, something terrifying. Max whined again, his growl now a steady, guttural sound. He backed away from the hallway, his body tense, every muscle coiled tight with anticipation. Sarah knew then that he wouldn't be any comfort. Whatever was lurking in the shadows, it had terrified even her brave companion. Section 4. A glimmer in the shadows. Suddenly, a flash of light, blue and ethereal, flickered at the end of the hallway. It vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving behind an eerie afterglow and a residual tingling sensation in the air. Max barked again, louder this time, a primal sound full of warning and fear. Sarah's heart pounded against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the silence. Her mind, struggling to rationalize the impossible, offered up a string of logical explanations, each more improbable than the last. A trick of the light, maybe, a reflection. But her gut knew better. Curiosity, a dangerous bedfellow in the face of fear, battled with her better judgment. She had to know, had to see what lurked in the shadows. A heavy iron poker from beside the fireplace felt reassuringly cold and solid in her hand. Section 5. The transformation. "Stay here, Max," she whispered, her voice trembling despite her best efforts. He didn't need telling twice. He cowered further back, whimpering, his eyes never leaving the hallway. Step by cautious step, Sarah moved towards the darkness. The floorboards groaned under her weight, each creak echoing ominously in the silence. As she reached the entrance of the hallway, the air grew noticeably colder, sending a shiver down her spine. The blue light flickered again, stronger this time, illuminating the far end of the hallway. And that's when she saw him, Max, standing at the end of the hallway, bathed in an otherworldly blue light. But it wasn't the Max she knew.